And these MCs influenced everyone else. Go a little further, you get into the corporate structure with the song Rapper's Delight. Rapper's Delight sells 2 million records when it comes out, and suddenly hip hop is legal. Before 1979, hip hop was illegal and immoral. You couldn't break or b-boy. You couldn't dance outside in the street. It's called loitering. You'd be arrested, and many were. You couldn't bring your equipment outside and play because you were loitering, you were trespassing, you was, disturbing the peace, so to speak, and that was illegal. In addition, the cutting was immoral. You're not supposed to touch the turntable. You're supposed to put the record on the turntable, let it spin, and step away from the device. We, of course, had a whole different way of looking at it, and instead of just putting the record on, we started to interact with the record, with the whole machine itself. I'm gonna stop here because the rest is literally history. When hip hop becomes corporate, it makes a split. Before, when it was just cultural, there were rules, there were codes. You were judged based on your distance from or to the code. We had a term called down by law. If you was down by law, it meant that you was part of you had a certain immunity in the community. The community trusted you. The community knew what you were about. The community wanted you to rise and represent them. You was down by law. Down means a part of, for those that aren't bilingual. Down means to be part of, to join with. You down with me? I'm down with you. We're together. The law in hip hop is respect. That's it. Respect. Respect leads to credibility and authenticity. I'm real. Down by law. This real dude right here, we want to see him succeed because he's part of us or she's part of us. Now, go forward. And please take notes. I'm moving very quickly through time. In 1979, with the Sugar Hill Gang, we sold 2 million records, and suddenly everything hip hop was about was cool to the American mainstream. Before Rapper's Delight, everything we did was wrong. We had baggy clothes, some of them were ripped. There was a rag, the rags you see the Crips and Bloods wear, and now some rappers, Red, Blue, this, that, and the other. Those mechanics rags is what they were. Those mechanics rags was like 10 for 25 cents. We took the mechanics rag, put it on our head, made it drape out the back of our pocket. America said, that is criminal, that is wrong, you will never succeed in society dressing like the way you dress. Baggy clothes, big shirts, dreadlocks hair, bald head, and we were wrong. Here's where the tide changed for us. Everything in the mainstream had its own value to it that connected you to the mainstream. The dress was for your job. Your speech was for your boss, your employer. Your degree was so that you can function in society. We were the ones who said, we don't want to be part of none of that. We came out of the 60s civil rights movement in the United States. In the 60s civil rights movement, there were two arguments. One, integration. Should we be part of this system? Hell yeah, our fathers and mothers died, bled, and also built the country. We have a stake here. Integration. The other argument was separation. No, do for yourself. Get off your ass. Build your own nation. Why you keep asking the white man for help? The These two arguments raged on. Integration won. Integration was held up by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who I call the King. Our King, Dr. King, or Martin, our King Martin, King Martin. King Martin believed that the true and just nation was a multicultural nation that had nothing to do with race, nothing to do with class. It had to do with the character inside of you. It had to do with your skill. It had to do with who you associate yourself with, not your color, not your class, not your religion, none of that. The king spoke and was assassinated. When the king spoke, one of the famous speeches that the king gave was the I Have a Dream speech. The I Have a Dream speech predicts hip hop. Now, I'm giving you two different things. One, keep 1979, our rise into technology, rise into the mainstream. Mainstream is rejecting us, saying, we don't want your kind around here. We're coming up saying, but we don't want your kind around here. And so now a parallel universe is created. But this parallel universe has roots. And its roots go into the 60s civil rights movement with the separatist attitude, to be honest with you. And instead of using separatism, let me use the word nationalism. Hip hop comes from out of a nationalistic mentality. Build your own nation. This would not take hold in the 70s and 60s and 70s. And even 80s. But we felt it. We felt it. We knew this is the direction we were supposed to go. Now stop there. Just keep that in mind. We said we're going to create a parallel universe while y'all arguing over here. We're going to create a parallel universe. Stop right there. Dr. King says in his I Have a Dream speech, one day my 4 little girls will live in a nation where they would not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Most people believe the I Have a Dream speech, and I spoke about this on the radio yesterday, so I'm not going to go deep into it. But most people believe the I Have a Dream speech was present tense, like you were there, and listening to him, and he told you his dream, and it was present tense. No, if you listen to the speech, most of what he said was future tense. And the people he was speaking to was us. Hip-hop is that vision. Hip-hop is that vision. Nowhere else on earth do you see the I Have a Dream speech actualized but in hip-hop. Nowhere else on earth. This is the only international culture that really does not operate by way of race. Every other culture and ethnicity on the globe operates internally based on race. Hip-hop is the first culture, well, I can't say first, there were others, but hip-hop is the modern, is in this modern era, hip-hop is the most influential toward the I Have a Dream goal. Most. So now bring it over to the business. The people who are true to hip-hop are true to that concept of community. I'm not doing this for my own good only. Sure, I gotta eat, but I don't eat until you eat. Whole different psychology. One psychology is the rapper. The rapper says, me, ma, me, ma. The MC says, us, our, we. The rapper is a product of corporate marketing, which is not bad. Don't think that what I'm saying is to belittle that. It's not. This is the condition of the rapper. The rapper is corporate marketing. The MC is community respect. Where do you get your power? You can get your power from being every day on Much Music, every day on MTV, every day on these magazine covers, and you get a degree of power. Your popularity and celebrity makes the audience trust in your message. Thus, we can sell you something. The MC says, I have principles I have to stand on. And I would feel stupid going against, I can't even walk down the street if I say look or dress like that, because there's a community I have to deal with. I'm speaking on behalf of them. They've brought me up here to talk to you. The corporate, the cultural. The corporate, the cultural. For many years, this was a fight. Are you in this for the money, or are you in this for the love? Are you in this just to get what you can get and get out, or is this your lifestyle? Neither side is wrong. Both determine just who you are. There's no right or wrong answer. If you're a rapper and you say, listen, I'm not really in all this hip hop and breaking and everything. Listen, I'm just trying to get a little money, and I could rap, and I'm gonna rap and get this money, and I'm gonna do a movie deal and something else. I'm not really interested in this. I'm just gonna use the rap to get me where I'm going. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's your style, that's your style. The repercussions, though, is that you won't last long as a rapper. You may put out 1 or 2 albums, and then that'll be that. Over here, culturally, you are constantly listening to the people, constantly listening to their gripes, to their pains, to their joys, and you turn that into lyrics. And you tell the people what they can't say on the mic, because they don't have the mic. You don't have the mic. So the MC tells you what is already on your mind. The rapper tells you what's on his or her mind. Sometimes we have to be rappers. I'm the greatest MC that ever touched the mic. Turn it up, get the cameras bright. That's me, 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 me. That's rap. One of the greatest rappers of all time, Muhammad Ali. If you ever want to see the root of rap, listen to Muhammad Ali, and he gets respect. So don't think that rap is this slowly thing that all these rappers they messing up the culture. Not really. We'll get into that in a minute. It's a choice. I'm in this for the money, and that's it. Now, the culture says, no, we got some principles to uphold. My grandmother means a little something to me. My father's plight means something to me. I don't know about just money. Let me see what's up with this peace, love, unity. Can we get more knowledge? What about these kids? Now, that's your choice. That's your choice. That don't make you any better than anybody else. It's just that's who you are. And if you're the type to stand on the front lines for people you don't even know for the sake of justice, then that's you. Somebody over here will be like, you crazy. I'm going to get this money. You over here would go ahead and get your money, but I will never live in guilt. I will achieve peace. I have real love in my life. What are you pursuing? If peace and love and joy is not important to you, then keep it real. The problem is we say we want peace, but we really want that money. Others claim they want money, but really, they just want peace. Cultural corporate. For many years, this was the fight. Something happened over the last 10 years, and here now the new business paradigm. Something just happened over 10 years. I'm a historian. Actually, I'm a philosopher by trade, but history is a part of that. And I consider myself a hip-hop historian in particular. It's a certain kind of historian, by the way. You're documenting ideas in a super historical sense, not people in a linear time and space sense. That's another lecture. But this particular one, I consider myself a hip-hop historian. I document the movement of ideas in time and space. My history is Asian history, Native American history, European history, African history. I have an omni-history because I'm hip-hop. I'm not African American. I'm hip-hop. I'm not black. I'm brown. My shirt's black. Why do I bring these distinctions up? Because when you do business with corporate America, you have to use your culture as a condom. When doing business with corporate America, you have to use your culture as a condom. Here's what happened over 10 years. Thanks. Mr. Strickland. This is a big, bath. See, y'all ain't got nothing smaller than this. Look at this. What am I supposed to do with this? Okay. Thank you. Yeah, that's like a beach towel. Here's what happened over 10 years. When I first started in 1986, I started out on the nationalist side. Dr. Martin Luther King has always been my king. But I studied directly under Kwame Ture, formerly known as Stokely Carmichael, who actually walked with Dr. King, actually influenced Dr. King to use the word black as opposed to Negro. Kwame Ture, head of the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, and then later a Black Panther, I studied under him between the years of 89 and 91. He's passed on since then. But he is the one who coined the phrase black power with the fists up. That's Stokely Carmichael, Kwame Ture. He changed his name to Kwame Ture after Sekou Toure and Kwame Nkrumah, African leaders. Here's the point. I always stood on principle, and I always will. The business model of the past always disregarded principles, always disregarded credibility and authenticity for the phony, the fantastic, the unreal, the over-the-top. Corporate America or Canada, corporate Canada, is interested in the facade. For many years it's been, let me give you reality as opposed to, let's just exploit the reality we're in. Let me create reality as opposed to understand the one we're in. Over the past 10 years, reality has become a major issue on everybody's mind. Reality. I want to get closer and closer and closer to the real. This is a phenomenon. You guys are creating this. This ain't my generation at all. I come out of a generation that wanted the facade. Superman. We ate that up. You guys ain't eating up Superman. This is just I'm gonna go quick. Look at the psychology. Spider-Man was a big hit, but amongst kids. When I was coming up, grown men and women were into Spider-Man. The Hulk was a series on television for adults, not children. It came on at night after work with Bill Bixby, a real dude, turning into a green man. That was adult entertainment in the 70s and 80s. We want the real today. We don't want the facade no more. We don't want the fantasy. Tell me what's real. Now you got reality TV. Now the news channels are all trying to give you the most blood and right up to the minute action. How does that affect business? Here's how it affects business. Take KRS-One, for instance. You could go on YouTube right now and you'll see me criticizing BET, MTV, VH1, you name it. I don't like nobody's programming at all. However, that voice, yo, why you gotta have all these booties on the TV? Why everybody drunk on the TV? Yo, why you just playing that corny music? Now, that guy is the new business model. Here's how it works. The stock market, market share, banking rests upon trust. There is no such thing as an economy. That's a word for poor people. What you call a government is really a bunch of people. There's no such thing as law. It's people, how people treat people. These ideas that we have in our mind have to shift. Here's why. I will rail against BET, and then they will give me an award for it. Take this in. KRS remains the same person he was before the awards and after. They know exactly where I stand. But the dude is railing. That dude is credible and authentic. And the board members, the bankers, are saying, we don't need the facade no more. There's more money in reality. There's more money in just putting the real out there. Whoever that may be, whatever that may be. Is it real? So now, Nike will come to a KRS. And the old thinking is Nike is run by old white men with bald heads, stuffy ties, or young preppies who don't understand anything but their credit score. This thinking is old. The question is this, revolutionaries: when have you won your battle? See, a lot of revolutionaries fight, get so hard in the fight that they kill the enemy and just keep stabbing air. You get so, you kill the enemy. You've reached your goal, but you're still, That's where we are today. The new paradigm is, if you stood on your principles, all these corporations want to deal with you. They didn't want to deal with us just 5 years ago. Just 5 years, they didn't want to deal with us. Oh, you're too preachy. You're too controversial. You're too contradictory. You're too something. But now the money is getting hit. The culture has won over the corporations. If you are still doing business from this model, you will lose. If you still going by what you've been taught, you will lose. In business, my experience is this. A Nike company who has to remain squeaky clean, or at least tries to be, oh, this is Nike. We can't really have no controversy around here. We're just trying to sell that Air Force One. Nelly does a full record, Air Force One, full record. Maybe I need that towel now. I need a smaller, give me a hand towel, man. Nelly does a record called Air Force One, spends millions of dollars on his campaign. Nike, the company, says, we're doing a shoe. We want to celebrate the Air Force One. A lot of rappers have worn this shoe. We need to align our shoe with credible and authentic, real artists. Nike calls up, not even calls up, walks up. Black dude, dreads, dark skin with a sister. Hey, listen, I'm head of VP. I'm head of marketing for Nike. Me, I got your album, Chris. I'm down with the Temple. I've been with the Stop the Violence. I know all your shit. I know what it is. I've listened to you all my life, KRS, and this is what your music has produced for me. I'm the head of A&R. I'm the head of marketing. I'm the VP around here. I'm the CEO. What you want to do? Thank you. This is still, see, what is it? Okay. Damn, look at it. Okay, we're going to deal with it. I'm the CEO. Look at the paradigm shift. Culture over corporate. When I first started, Nike was ran by attorneys and accountants and of the demographic that I mentioned. 10 years later, Nike looks like this. When I first started, I had to keep explaining myself to corporate executives, and that's why I didn't really want to mess with them. That's why you didn't see KRS-One in too many commercials. I did my first Nike commercial. The press dissed me, but I did it because I believed in it. Me, Chuck D, the Bomb Squad, Gil Sky Heron, that was hot. We got down, but I just did it out of a favor to the Bomb Squad. Nike couldn't approach me. None of the liquor companies could approach me. None of the energy drinks could approach me. None of the car companies could approach me. None of the clothing companies could approach me. None of the radio, broadcasting, television, none of it. Which is why you don't see KRS-One a lot on these television. I refuse it. I reject it. I'm called by everyone all day. Yo, Chris, do an interview. Yo, Chris, come over here. Yo, and I'm like, nope. Because I'm standing on this principle over here called the Hip Hop Declaration of Peace. I don't know what that is over there, and I'm not moving from my position. So I stand on this position right here, and what happens? The corporate structure changes around me. Now, the corporate structure says, I want authenticity, because that is trust. And that makes our that makes our market share go up when people believe in us. When you believe, or as they say, if you have confidence in the company, you invest more into it. The only ones the people have confidence in are the wild activist revolutionaries right now. The business people, corporate people are looking at that model from two angles. One, they are the activists too. They just got a job. I say, yo, BET, your programming is whack. Then I go to BET, and the staff says, you know, Chris, you're right. I don't know what to do with this place. Our programming is whack. Can you help us? What this? I'm not saying this. This is real talk. I was at MTV last week before I came here. We did a special for Yo MTV Raps. I was there at MTV right there, and they know how I feel about MTV, but I did it because we started Yo MTV Raps with the late Ted Demi. It was sentimental. I said, okay, no problem. Fab Five Freddy, my philosophy for his video is all I had. So I said, let me just do it. But as I walk in MTV, you know, MTV Cribs and this one, no. I'm staying with what I came here to do. You can't lure me into, yo, Chris, just do another show right here. Oh, yo, it's right here. Nah. I came here for Yo MTV Raps, and I'm here for Yo MTV Raps. And by the way, now that I'm here, let me tell you something about your programming. And I get the wailing on these producers, and they all say, you know what, you're absolutely correct. We're all trapped. We're all trapped. Everybody here working for a check, and we all taking orders. What you want? Well, let me do what I can do to make the situation a little better. And one MTV executive will tell another MTV executive, and suddenly things start working, and now a change could be made. But the change ain't coming from within MTV. The change is coming in hip-hop. And why hip-hop? Because the people in MTV are hip-hop. It's not that separation no more. It's Barack Obama, candidate, Senator Barack Obama, running for president right now. He grew up on Public Enemy. Public Enemy, X-Clan, Poor Righteous Teachers, KRS, Queen Latifah. The paradigm has shifted. The corporate structure, or wait a minute, come back to entertainment, music. All my fans, all the fans of Criminal Minded are the executives of the major corporations today. It's not like it was when I wrote Criminal Minded and it was us against them. Now, it's us against us. And this is natural. People from the 60s will tell you right now, we fought against the system, then became it. The same beast we were fighting against, we became that beast. You look at, why is hip hop looking the way it does? Take a look at Def Jam. Take a look at Interscope. Take a look at these, you take a look at Universal. Why is hip hop so commercial and so, take a look at the artists. We're all being polite. We don't really want to point the finger and call somebody out. So, when we look at the new model is this. Record selling is out the window. The people paying for records today is Scion, Chevrolet, Mercedes, Jeep, Monster, Red Bull, Clorox, Crest, Ajax, Listerine. These, no joke, this is it. This is the new paradigm, and I'm telling you something that y'all not gonna get for another 5 years. I'm enjoying it now. But others are gonna wait 5 more years until they figure this one out. And you know what it has to do with? It has to do with your prejudice. That's why it's gonna take so long. Because that's what it's all about. If you look in the face of a white man or woman and you think they're trying to exploit you, you will lose. If you look in the face of a black man or black woman and you think they have nothing to offer your corporation but hand skills, you will lose. If you're afraid of Mexicans coming across your border, you will lose. The new paradigm is about understanding culture, understanding why these people are so real. Because if we can align our company with real, we can sell our product. So we'll do anything this artist says. Lo and behold, I was approached by Smirnoff. I drink vodka, no doubt. I'm on a Grey Goose, man, myself. But nonetheless, here comes Smirnoff. Same approach. I get the phone call. Young white female on the phone. Hi, how you doing? Hey, what's up, KRS? Yo, what's the deal? What we talking about? Hey, here's what we'd like to do. First of all, I've listened to your album, Criminal Minded, and that track, Listen to My 9mm, we would like to do that, a remake of that. Now, I'm on the phone, okay? Supposedly, young, white, executive female. What she know about Criminal Minded? Prejudice. I continue the conversation. Oh, so you want to do Listen to My 9mm? What you know about Listen to My? She starts singing it. Why da da dang, why da 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 dang. This is the head of advertising for Smirnoff. This is the head. Okay, what you got? Tell me what you got. I said, look, I don't know if I want to do Listen to My 9mm. I don't know if I want to come out with that message with drinking and all. I don't know about that. Can we come up with something else, really? She said, you know, our second choice was Criminal Minded, the song, Criminal Minded. I'm like, why are you so stuck on all my gangster stuff and the old street stuff? Why are you so stuck on that? Well, that's authentic and real. Miss, I've done other albums. We have your whole catalog. We totally understand what it is. But this record, Criminal Minded, we'd like to then do that record if you're uninterested in listening to My 9mm. Now, I'm on the phone with the head of advertising for Smirnoff discussing my first album in a cultural sense. Then I say, well, who you think should produce this? She said, isn't Premier's available? He can do it. I'm like, wait a minute, what was it? You up on Gangstar? Yeah, I got all Gangstar stuff. Start spitting just to get a rep. I mean, this is like on the phone. If you getting caught up in the prejudice, you're gonna lose. Chick is telling me on the phone, she's like, look, we got DJ Premier. He might be available to do this project. If you want to do it, we got you. We do this. I said, look, what I need is every time you see KRS-One in your ads, you see drink responsibly. I need to have that. I can't just get up there and just sell the vodka and do, no, I need a drink responsibly ad. That's what I need. No negotiation, no, well, we'll see, no, you got it. If I said, I want to put red, black, and green on with a spear and stand in the video, he would have said, you got it. As credible, do you. That's what the call, and I'm using only Smirnoff as an example. This is across the board. Across the board. I asked specifically, do I have to say anything about vodka, Smirnoff, or any of that? Chick said to me on the phone, she said, no, that's not your style. Imagine this, imagine. I said, look, do I have to say something about Smirnoff or, I'm not trying to put lyrics in my lyrics to sell your drink. She said, no, we understand that. That's not your style. That's not KRS's style. We don't even want that. I said, well, then what do you want? We want you to just do a record that we could play on our website and draw traffic to our website. Don't mention the drink, nothing. We just have to be able to advertise the record without record companies on our back. Now, I'm not a big record seller. KRS is not a big record seller at all. It don't matter today. What matters today is credibility and authenticity, because trust is what runs the so-called economy. And things are so bad right now that banks and corporations all over are looking for what's real. So if you've been real, and you've been on the front lines for change, and you've been that voice for the voiceless, don't give up. You may be at your last leg right now, listening to me right now. You may have came here deciding, I can't do this no more. I'm not getting no support. I'm not getting no help. It seems like I'm beating my head against the wall. Nobody understands what I'm doing. I'm going to quit. I'm going to pursue what I know I need to do. Let me go get a job. Let me support my kids. No, this talk that I'm giving you here today says this. Your time has come. Your time has come. Others won't get it for 5 more years, but I'm telling you what I'm experiencing right now, and I don't change my principles for no one. The companies that grew up with KRS in 87, 88, 89, they are the new executives, CEOs, VPs. And they don't like what's going on either. And their company needs credibility. So all of it works for the guy or for the woman who stay true to their principles. See, this is the new judgment day right here. Everybody chasing the money now not gonna get it. Those who said it ain't about the money is gonna get it. The companies want to hear you say, for me, it ain't about your money. Keep your money. We out here on the corner like this. They will throw that money at you. Please, begging you to take their money. I'm not telling you something I've read. I'm telling you something that I'm living right this very moment. Last business model I want to bring up. What's my time like? That's it. I'm out. Let me raise this one. Are we doing Q&A? Yeah. Can we get this mic on? Let me raise this last point. Let me raise this last point and fix his mic. We'll go right into Q&A. One last thing I want to mention is about the creation of wealth, and I'll go real quick with this as a last business model. Remember the first one. The first one can be summed up by saying prejudice will destroy your business life. You already knew that, but now you have articulation for it. Trust is the key. Being able to look past a person's appearance and have a conversation to find out who that person is your greatest asset. The young white woman is not ignorant anymore. The young black woman is not disorganized anymore. There are some well-educated people who don't look like they are. And companies are taking advantage while others sit back and go, I'm still going to protest and fight against the system. You already won. Now it's time for you to go collect your spoils. This is the hardest thing for revolutionaries to gather because we've been for so long stuck with our principles, and it ain't about the money. It's not. But if it's time for you to reap your harvest, reap your harvest. There's nothing wrong with being rich. Money does buy happiness. Money buys happiness. It doesn't buy joy, but it buys happiness. Happiness is temporary. Joy is everlasting. You cannot purchase joy, but you can purchase happiness. Happiness is your temporary security. You're happy. That's what causes you to be happy. You're secure for a moment. And then you get that happy feeling. But then it goes away. And then you got to get back to it. Well, that's the money trail. Here's how you create wealth. I'm coming right now. Hip-hop, back in the days on the Boulevard of Linden. We used to, okay, if one guy made a tape, oh man, let me even go further back. When hip-hop began, never forget this business model. When hip-hop began, okay, Cool Herc. Here's how it started. Two guys don't have nothing. Between the two of them, they have 10 cents, a nickel and a nickel. How they gonna get money? It's about perception. One guy says, I'll keep on bringing and singing until your ears is ringing and steaming, gleaming and dreaming, true MCing with meaning. And then the guy over here says, that shit is whack. That's why the guy who heard that now says, damn, I'm whack. I'm whack. Now, the guy who spit the rhyme and the guy who said he was whack are back to poverty. Here's the other side. I'll keep on bringing and singing until your ears is ringing and steaming, gleaming and dreaming, true I'm saying. Yo, that was crazy. Yo, that's the illest lyric I ever heard in my life. Yo, do it again. I'll keep on bringing and singing until your ears is ringing. Yo, man, you hot. Man, that's dope. Damn. Now, the two of them just rose. The guy who just said his lyric, the homeboy over here, just got validated. It don't cost nothing to validate your partners. This is how we did it. The mainstream would not validate us. They said we was nothing. So we told each other we were something. We said, yo, you hot. And because now I'll keep on, I'll keep on bringing and singing into that right there. Dude right here says, yo, that's hot. Then y'all two walk down the street with something of value, dude and your partner. Now y'all valuable because he got a hot lyric. He's giving up his self-expression has been validated as valuable. And you, who are next to this value, are valuable because you're next to value. In fact, if you don't compliment your friends, it's you that remain in poverty. The more you compliment people, the richer you get because you're surrounded by value. You should walk up to everyone and be like, yo, you hot. Isn't that Paris Hilton? I can get sued for that, right? That's hot. I could be sued for that. If you give criticism or down the talent or the mind that is next to you, you stay in poverty. So here's the business model. Everything you see, love it, give it value. This, a worthless beach towel. Here's metaphysics for you. This is a towel. It's like 1,000 of these towels in this facility. But we could take this towel right now and turn it into a historical event. Either I say, this is just my towel, I'm just wiping the sweat with the towel, and I'm going to fling it, and that's the end of it. I stay in poverty. Or with my own mouth, with the power of the logos, I say, yo, this is not a towel. This is a document. I'm going to sign my name on this document before I leave. Will Strickland's going to sign his name before he leaves. Anybody else that would like to get down on this towel can get down on the towel as well. And this towel will go from a worthless towel to a historic item that can be sold on eBay now for money. You can take anything in your house, on your back, the clothes you're wearing right now, you should never wear them again. You should take the clothes off that you have right now at home, take them off, get a photo of this event, maybe take a photo of me with you with the clothes, take the clothes off and frame them. Put the clothes in a frame with the picture next to it. It's what you call things that gives them the value. Why am I KRS-One? Because I believe I am. Could you imagine? There is no reason for you to believe I'm anything. There's no reason. At the beginning when I was homeless, I stood up and said, there was one person who was Chris, and I'm Chris. And this Chris, somebody said, what's your name? He said, Chris.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, I knew he was going to do that. I'm going to end right now. Do you get the point? Do you get the point? Complement each other. The business model is seek value in your entire environment. Your whole environment has value. Don't criticize and degrade your own environment. That's the end business model. The other one is prejudice will kill you. Prejudice will kill your business. And don't think that these corporations are not looking for you, because they are you. Thanks for listening today.